Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Reality Kingdom, where we talk all things reality TV or whatever.
Aw, aw.
Most Sparrow, I'm joined by wonderful co-host. How you doing? We with a new.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Another new show, The Moliana. The girls were telling us they wanted us to cover the mole. And
Okay,
child,
and
we
Loki
was not,
eight.
we was not finna do the mole, y'all. We was not finna do the mole. She was not gonna get done. But you know what? We decided she has to be done.
She
So we
does.
decided to get our ass up and tune the fucking. And this is my first time watching the mole. I've never seen or heard of the mole until recently. This is my first experience, and I was tuned in.
Freestyle. I've actually seen the mole a long time ago. It's an old show. They rebooted it or whatever. And honestly, now that I'm watching it, I remember how much I loved it back then. And I'm very, very excited to get into this motherfucking episode recap. So let's get into it or whatever.
All right.
So
All right.
and I'll bring up the people
Yeah. And then we're doing the premiere recap. Just so everyone know, this is just episode 1. We're going to do 2 through 5 this Saturday.
Period.
So tune the fuck in.
So, okay, let me do the intro, and then when we get to the actual challenge, I'll bring up the teams and the people. But let's get into it. So, we started off, and we kind of got the actual introduction of what the mole was. So, essentially, what the mole is that there's going to be 12 different players. Those players are going to be competing in challenges, and in each challenge they compete in, they can earn a certain amount of money, and that money will go into the overall winner's prize bowl. And there's only going to be one winner, and that winner is going to be the person who can guess the mole. So essentially, every round you're going to be going through the challenge, and once you're done with the challenge, you have to take a test to guess who the mole is. The person who gets the most answers wrong is going to be eliminated, and then we keep doing that until it's just the final 3, and then the person who has the most quiz answers right is going to win the game and all of the prize money.
Which I was immediately gagged because I thought it was a vote. Like I was really shocked. I kept checking myself throughout the episode, like, why is this person doing this? Why would this person purposely seem shady? And it's like it's a freaking test. Anybody can go home and test. And then that scared me because I feel like I would do really good at like peeping who the mole would be, but I'm not good at tests. And that questions was hard.
Girl,
there wasn't no ABC 1, 2, 3 questions. There was some. I was confused.
It was questions like, if I just wasn't paying attention, I would have got this wrong, whether I knew who the mole was or not. Like, it's asking the mole.
Like, is the mole married? I didn't talk to her. What? The last 4 of her social? I don't know.
I literally don't know. So we start off the episode and we're deep in the jungle, and I'm like, wait.
Another reason I was gagged because I was like, is this Survivor? I was like, I didn't know, But Pharaoh had to let me know that they go to different locations, which is so camp. Like, I think this whole show is really cute. I don't understand how this has not been picked up by anyone until now. Like this whole show's concept is just so interesting. And no shade to the snake in the grass girlies, they really tried to steal the blueprint. They really tried to steal the pink
I was thinking the same thing.
Because it literally, they just break it up into sections of 4. You do challenges with these 4 people. There's one person sabotaging. You have to figure out who it is. It's the same concept.
And they thought we wasn't going to catch.
And we caught it.
And we caught the fuck out of that shit.
Y'all the snake in the grass.
Quite literally. Okay, so we start off and we see Casey first. We see Casey was a COVID nurse. She said that this will make her good at the game. I was like, okay. I mean, like, yeah, you're a COVID nurse. Good job.
But also, I would love clarification on that. Like, is she was her job specifically
during COVID?
Is she a COVID nurse because she was a nurse during COVID, or like was she specifically hired to handle COVID cases? Because I never heard that term before. COVID nurse.
Never heard that term before. Very new for me. But rock on. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, mother. Period. After saving lives, I know that's right.
We got how do you pronounce this woman's name? It's not Kessie.
It's Cassie. They call her Cassie, which I thought immediately these are Caucasian people not pronouncing this woman's name right.
Don't trust.
But everyone kept saying it. I don't remember her saying it. But see, you never know. Because I thought Rihanna's name was Rihanna, and when white people said Rihanna, I was like, oh, they botching her name. But her name is Rihanna.
Rihanna. It's Rihanna.
So maybe her name is really just Cassie.
Girl, so Cassie is a computer analyst, This is a job that actually I feel like would help. No shade, but
he loves black women in tech.
Yes, when she said she was a computer analyst, she was like, "That's why I'm going to be good at the mole because I'm a computer analyst. Like literally, I analyze computers, so I can analyze people. I know that's the fuck right."
Period, queen.
So we see that Casey and Cassie, girl, the pronunciation.
They really wanted to confuse the girls.
Casey and Cassie meet up, and they meet up with Jacob. Now Jacob says he's just a small town girl,
living in a lonely world. And he's a firefighter.
Yes, and he's a firefighter. He says people are gonna underestimate me because I'm a small town girl.
And I was just like, because I personally, I would never underestimate someone just because of the city they came from. I mean, do people do that for it? I mean, that's just so. What is that? Like
townness,
like zip code. Like very.
I don't know.
It's some sort of prejudice. It's some of it because that is like, oh, you're from.
I guess people do be like, I mean, I guess people do be like, oh, you're from so and so. Oh, I wouldn't want to live there. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, but I don't see how he will be underestimated.
Me neither. So we flash from the three of them to Osei. So Osei is the first one who finds the plane, and then as he walks up, we see Joy walk up, and this is when we get the Joy backstory. So Joy is a pilot. She is in a group of less than 1% Black female pilots.
Period. I love Joy throughout this whole entire episode. It's giving chaotic fave, and I have to stand. I low-key think she's a mole. I'm not gonna lie, but I have to stand.
Yeah, no, the way she was acting was
it gave mole.
It just gave mole. Everything she did, I was like, oh, you're just so
Mother,
shady.
You're the mole. Mother, you're the mole.
I'm not gonna lie. It gave Shanties the way she was so antsy. It gave like if Shan was on the mole, he would be like
Shan would eat up the mole. Shan would really eat up the mole.
Oh my god. Okay, so we see Avery walk up to the plane. Avery is a professional gamer, and honestly, I kind of got like a little wet when she said that because I was like, "Ooh, that's interesting." Like, I don't know.
Like what I've noticed about these Netflix reality shows, I think the type of inclusivity and diversity they get across the field is great when it comes to like job fields, when it comes to like actual race inclusivity and things like that. Like a lot of people have a lot way to go because I feel like we're covering this, and then we also covered The Circle. I feel like The Circle was a really, really interesting cast of characters. Like, I don't know, like I think, no shade, some shows need to take some advice from the casting teams.
They definitely do. So Avery immediately starts saying, we need to find a way to get in this plane. We need to get in this plane somehow, some way, and somewhere. And that's ASAP. And I get it. She's a gamer. She was probably very, very excited. She mentioned, I'm excited to play a real life game because I am a gamer. And I think she got really excited. But if it was me, I would have been like, she's the mole.
That's the thing. Any little thing gonna make me think you're the mole. Why are you talking so boldly?
And I guess that's bad on us because when we take our test, if we think anything is gonna be the mole, we're gonna fail. We would have said blonde and blue eye. Meanwhile, it's a man. Like, we lost. Like, I don't know. So Avery and Joy, they start looking around the plane. They notice like a little code or something on the plane, but to find out that doesn't really come to fruition, does it? I don't believe it does.
But, no, she just gives them the key. Homegirl. What's her name? The host?
Alex. She ends up giving them the key.
Yeah.
So
it was giving escape room. I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. Yeah. No, it was not giving that. Calm down.
Okay, so we see Pranav. Pranav walks up to the plane and he gets an intro. And
we see a man.
We see a fucking man all the way.
Pranav is
I'm gonna get on my knees.
It's a few people in this cast.
It's like a good, like it's a 12-player cast. I'd say 6. I get on my knees for. Maybe 7. It was a good amount because even Osei, we already met Osei. Osei was looking.
Osei was a little bit.
So Pranav gets his backstory. He says that he literally just comes off as sketchy and he knows it. He said he's hard to read for people. And I think he's like kind of one of those people who might pride themselves in being a little hard to read because the way he says it is kind of like prideful. He's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'm mysterious and I'm hard.
He definitely gives that. Like it feels like he's like, a little bit reserved and you don't really know too much. But He's fine, and that's that.
And that's all that matters. So everyone
I
else
would not be hoping he's going home. He's not my mole.
No time soon. He's not my mole. So everyone else starts trickling up to the plane, and it ends up everyone just ends up at the plane. And this is when we get a Dom diary room. Now we said Pranav was a daddy.
Now Dom is a
Dom could
daddy.
Dom me.
The fact that I'm standing
dominate.
I'm standing 2 Doms and 2 shows. Period.
Girl,
the Doms are eating on reality TV this year.
Oh, the Doms could eat something else. Okay, so
Dom is fine, y'all. That is a man. That is a man
with tattoos, with jewelry,
and painted nails.
His nails is still. It's giving not toxic. Like and I want that toxic. Okay, so Dom says he does not like to lose. He doesn't lose, and he won't lose. I know that's fucking right.
Period. He gives us very much assertive, very much man, very much. I
not
do hard
toxic,
work,
and that's what I love. That. Do y'all want to hear somebody toxic? William. So William toxic ass. He's like He's the counterpart to Dom. It's like Dom is the not toxic, not problematic version, and then Will is like similar personality, but low-key toxic.
Will reminds me of one of those workers who think they're the manager, and they talk to you like they think they're the manager, but you're not the manager. Like you're not. That's what he gives me. He don't give you that.
He gives me that. He does. So Will immediately says, he basically says, I'm going to be aggressive. No, he says I'm going to be dominant.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I'm just
the body was irritating. I'm not gonna lie.
The body was irritating. Honestly, the beard was irritating. I'm not a fan of that color, but he did what he needed to do.
I'll take a splash every once in a while. You know, I love to dip my toe
every once in a while. Every once in a while. So he says he's gonna be dominant. He wants to win as much money as possible, and he wants to make people think he's the mole. Now, initially, Lee was like, "Wait, what?"
I was literally confused because, like I said, I'm like, it's dangerous. Like, why would you want people to think you're the mole? But at the same time, once you realize that it's literally a test, like it doesn't matter. Like if they think you're the mole, they're just gonna keep putting your characteristics down. If you're not actually the mole, then they're effed.
Literally, they're going to go home. So it's kind of a good strategy to make yourself
be as suspicious as possible.
To be as suspicious as possible.
I wouldn't have time for that. I feel like I would definitely and we're gonna get into him. Gregory. He's very like blunt and open and honest. I feel like I would probably adopt it over time because, like, honestly, it doesn't matter what you say. Who cares? Really?
Literally, who cares? So this is when Alex, the host, pulls up. Mm-hmm. She done pulled up, and she basically is like, so y'all, I see y'all are all confused. Let me give you the rundown. So
they just threw them in the middle of the woods. Yeah.
Right, literally, and said, "Go find a plane." Like what? So she explains to them the rules of today's challenge. So today's challenge is going to be that there's going to be 3 cargoes that they have to find in this jungle. Each cargo has $5,000 allocated for it. So you will earn $5,000 for each separate cargo you get. One of the cargoes is suspended in a tree. That's $5,000. Mm-hmm. One will be buried. That's $5,000. And one will be under the sea.
Under the sea.
Hey, shout out to Halle Bailey. Okay, so she says that you will have to locate that cargo, salvage it, and then return it to the plane, and then protect it.
Protect it. Everyone forgot that last part.
Yeah, and I would have too, because what? Like
I would have forgot that. Like they kept saying protect it. I would have been intrigued by that word.
That's true. So she said you have to divide yourself into 3 groups. So it's 12 of them. So that's going to be 3 groups of 4, as you see on the screen. And that everything they need is going to be in the plane. On your I'm back. Hello. It's going to be important bags. They're going to have clues in the bags, and then the clues are going to keep you going on, are going to help you throughout your journey. So you should look into the bag. No shade.
Look into the bag.
No shade to nobody. Okay, so that's their instructions. Open the plane, and Jacob is like, you wouldn't happen to have the key to that plane, would you? And that's when Alex is like, I'm glad you asked. And then she gave it to him. And it made me think, I can't remember the old moles, but
Mhm.
is it times where, like, let's say he didn't ask for the key, is it possible she just would have dipped? Like, I kind of want to know, like, would she just have not given them the key? Because she was like, luckily you asked, and then she gave it to him. So it's like, maybe they got to be
I didn't
smart
even think
enough to
about
ask.
that.
I know, because the mole be doing tricky shit. Because there probably is a way to open the plane without the key, but he asked for the key, so they wish it did. I don't know. So they have 1 hour to complete this task. And honestly, when she said 1 hour, I was like, 1 hour to go to the jungle to find a
Like,
cargo ship.
I was like, and then this I got scared because like I'm thinking like, y'all, if I'm doing this challenge, they gonna think I'm the mole because I'm fat. Like, y'all, no, because I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be like, we gotta run through the woods. It's gonna be hot. I gotta carry the bag.
You gotta carry the bag.
And then I'm thinking, and I will say, because they kind of divide up. We get the tall group, and that was what? That was Will, Kotze, Dom, and Avery. And it's like, realistically, I probably would have been with them. And I didn't have to climb in no damn tree. So maybe I would have been good. But like, that's the thing. Like, imagine people thinking you're the mole because you just slow. That would have been embarrassing. Like, no,
literally,
I just out of breath. Give me time.
So literally, like Lee said, initially a lot of the tall people just linked up, which is Avery, Dom, Will, Kotze. They said there'll be the high up people. They're looking for the cargo bag that's going to be in a tree, literally. And then Greg has commentary on all of these 3 teams, and I'm gonna tell y'all the commentary after each team. So for the high up team, Greg says these are the overachievers, the people who want to go above and beyond.
And I was like, oh, okay.
He just came out the girls.
I was like, well, I thought they were just tall. I don't know.
I don't know. So then we see the down low team. This is the team who's going to get the cargo that's
the DLs.
There's a cargo that's buried in the ground. These are going to be these people. This is Samara, Joy, Sandy, and Ose. So
we really only got much from Joy and Ose in this team.
Yes. And one of them is likely going home. Literally. And then in that one, Greg says they like to hide and be sneaky like the mole would, and bury themselves in the ground.
Honestly, maybe he's failed.
Because they're the only one who didn't do what, and they're the only one with like it's giving the mole is on this team, but we move. So the last one is Greg, Jacob, Casey, and Pranav. Those are going to be the water lookers. They're going to look for the cargo that's in the water. He says those are the people who want to seem like team players.
So we know he wants to be seen like a team player.
So he wants to be seen like it. He doesn't give team player. Earlier he's over here.
He really doesn't.
Like, I guess he wanted to seem. And isn't actually.
You know who he reminds me of? Noah from Total Drama Island.
Oh my god!
He gives me that.
No, quite literally. The sarcasm and everything. And the fact that he's just sitting there eating.
No, he literally grew on me like a fungus, I fear.
He did. At this point, I didn't like him.
Okay, but he really grew.
He grew real fast, too. So I have written down, why is Dom rapping? There's literally a whole like diary room, and then he's like literally rapping to them.
We love a star.
Making up rhymes. We love a main character. And he's fine. So Avery is the one who takes the key. She opens the plane and she starts giving everybody.
She be ready, girl. These are tasks.
Okay. These are tasks on her video weapon.
She in her PC. Okay, she's ready.
On the mouse and the keyboard.
Period.
So she opens the plane and she grabs everybody their bag. And at this point, it's been 52. No, they have 52 minutes left, and then they get to going. So everybody gets to going.
And they show us kind of like the map on the screen or whatever. And I was just like, it's not as far as I thought it would be, but it's still pretty damn far.
It's still far, but they could definitely do it in an hour if they wasn't slow.
Moling?
Like, I don't know. Move. They need to move at the pace they need to move at. So,
definitely not go around the camp.
No shade. So for the underwater group, we hear Greg say that Pranav immediately grabbed the map. And clearly, I guess he felt some type of way about that because he said it in his dining room. And Joy says, because we kind of seen who's going to take the map for each team. So we see Joy says that for them, the down low group, the DLs, she says that they're going to expect her to take the map and take the lead because she's a pilot and she wants to. So she snatches the map and she takes the lead. Come on, y'all. Come on,
they bring up the whole damn episode. They like
what? No, but she was very like forward about taking
being a pilot.
Oh God. And it's like, girl, what did you pilot? Like, I wouldn't want to be in your plane.
Oh no! Leave mother alone.
That is mother.
I'm gonna just say she's the mole to keep it moving. And I don't care.
Okay. And if that's the case, then she's doing a good job. Great job. So the underwater team is letting Pranav like use the map. They like allow him to go ahead and lead them. And we see scenes of them like trying to figure it out. Each team is really kind of struggling a little bit at the beginning with finding the map. So we go to team down low and we stay at team down low for a while because they kind of show everyone's thoughts. So we see that Sandy says that Joy should be good with directions. But if she's good with directions, why are we going the wrong way?
And this is when because any little thing would immediately make me think your ass is the mole. And I think Osei thought the same exact way because it's just like, babe, you a pilot. Hey, you got the map.
Pilot, you took the map.
You wanted the map so thoroughly, and you just went all the way around the block.
Now we're lost. So that's exactly what Osei says. He says, "How you don't know how to read a map, but you a pilot?"
And I feel bad because like I don't think the two things necessarily correlate, but it's like, girl, you in a pilot. Like, where your navigation skills at? I don't know.
So we in this segment with literally Joy walking one direction, everyone else walking this direction, and Osei has to be like, Joy. And she's like, huh? And he's like, come on, it's right.
But hold on, but that's the gag. I mean, they ended up lost. So was Mother going the right way?
Maybe Mother was going the right way. It didn't give that.
It didn't give that at all. But she had the map in her hand. So I mean, girl, how she went the wrong way with the map?
I'm the map.
I'm the map.
No, that's right. So we go to Team Up High. And at this point, Team Up High is struggling with the map. They are not doing a lot at all. So Will has to like try to look at the map and see. And initially he's just looking at it, trying to help. And then he stops and he's like, how am I carrying the bag and looking at the map? Wait a minute. And we can see that Will kind of getting a little snappy. He's gotten a little snappy at Dom, and he just takes the map. And he says, you know what? As soon as I took the map, y'all, it went from taking us 30 minutes to get there to we were there in literally 3 seconds. And it's like, okay, Daddy, I'm sorry.
Right. I didn't know. You got it, King.
My bad. So when they find their destination, and when they get to their cargo, they see that it's tied up with like ropes and a belay, and you can immediately tell it's like a climbing setup that they have there. So someone's going to have to get belayed up through the climbing rope, and then
honestly, I thought it would be harder than that. I thought they would have to climb on each other's backs. Like it's a survivor challenge. I really thought they would have to jump up there and get a stick or something. Like I didn't know they gave them all of the equipment. Like, bro, this is a jungle gym.
Literally. So no, quite literally.
Literally.
They open their bag that they had. And in the bag, it has a red envelope. The red envelope says, you can open this for a clue. However, you will lose half of the cargo money, which is $2,500. So if they open the red clue and they get the cargo, they only get half of that money or whatever. So initially they're struggling. They're like, ooh, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Kasi was like, I mean, I guess if we just climb the tree, but eventually they're going to figure out that they need to get roped up tied.
Yeah.
But we go to the underwater group now. So back at the underwater group, this is going to be Greg, Casey, Jacob, and Pranav. So they open their bag. They see that there's water shoes. They see the little red envelope that will make them have to go half the price down. And they were like, we need to just try to find it ourselves. And then if we can't, then we're just going to go ahead and open this envelope because half the money is better than none of the money. So we see them literally struggling in the river, trying to find the cargo. And they've been walking around in the river for a long time. And they don't find it at this section.
They in their day clothes, soaking wet. Like, imagine you got on your best pair, because you on a reality show, you got on your best pair of jeans, some True Religion maybe, your best pair of shoes. I guess you take your shoes off. But, you know, Pranav, like, he had a real nice shirt on. You know what I mean? Like, dad soaked in this nasty-ass river water. We don't know where they at. Where they in Spain? Where they at?
They're in Australia.
Well, I thought they was in Spain.
Just saying anything.
Anything.
So, and I will say I wouldn't be in team. I wouldn't do the waters one. I would have did the down low, but that would have been bad for me because if I would have did down low, we didn't even get our cargo. But I would like to say,
up high.
I would like to think that I could read a map. No shade.
I damn sure can't read no motherfucking map, especially not no damn jungle.
That's the thing. How am I read left and right in a jungle? Which one? Like, I don't know. So we go to team down low. And this is the first indication we see that they are lost. They done lost down. It was like the exact opposite direction to go is where they were.
And it's funny. The map on the screen is so funny because we just see the line of them turning the exact wrong way from where they need to be. It's like, no, I would 1000% think Joy was the mole. Like, ain't no motherfucking way. Like, I probably would have failed and went home because honestly, after being with her, there's no way I wouldn't answer her as the mole. Like, I don't see how you don't think she's the mole.
She's literally holding the paper, walking around, lost. And it's like, pilot? Be for real. So, Osei, how do you say his name?
Osei.
Osei is suspicious as hell. This is his second diary room saying, okay, Joy's the mole. Like, let's be fair.
I will say everyone was suspicious, but no one grabbed the motherfucking map. I would have snatched that map.
That's true. I think she was on the team with a lot of like
passive people.
Players.
Yeah. Because Osei was really just talking shit in the diary room. He didn't say nothing to their face. Like, girl.
Literally. So we go back to the team up high, and Avery is basically like, and Avery is Miss Go Get 'em. She's like, well, I'm a climber. I do climbing for fun, and I'm not afraid of heights, so that's why I chose this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and giddy up.
Let's give it Lara Croft.
So she gets up in her gear, and they belay her up. So they get her up to the top where the cargo
what is that word, belay?
Oh, okay. So in climbing, the person who is holding your rope and helping you get up is the person belaying you. So they're holding your rope so you don't fall. So yeah. So she gets up there and she's at the top of the cargo. The cargo is in this net, and the net is extremely tied up in a big ass knot. So there's really nothing she can do. So at first she's like kind of picking at it, like, damn, what do I do? And down below, they're like,
what the hell is she doing?
What the fuck is going on? Like, quite literally just.
And it's like, I'm like, you can definitely see that it's tied up in something. But like I said, that would be me too. Any little thing. What's taking so long? You already up there. What's the problem?
Literally.
Unlook it. Rip it down. What we gotta do?
Literally. And
what
happened?
I was like, she was eating it up at first because like she literally had to like swing herself to the bag thing. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, they said suck all the credit for that. Why she can't get it down?
Literally. And Dom specifically said that was suspicious of her and she might be the mole. So I don't know who he voted, but that's it.
And it's like, period, Dom. Whatever you think is right, King.
Oh my God. So we go back to Team Underwater, and it's been a while. So they're like, it's been half the time we have. We should probably just open the clue. Greg suggested.
Greg is hilarious because he's just like, we need to just open it. We need to open it. Y'all, let's open it. It's been half the time. That's half the money. Let's just go ahead and open it. He just keeps saying it. And it's just like, and like I said, that's another realization that was like, well, people can't think you're the mole. Why would you do that? But it's like, honestly, who gives a damn? Because if he is the mole, then they're gonna stay in the game. If he's not, then they fucking their game up because they're just gonna vote him on the test. It's not real. But then he low-key ate that because he literally convinced everyone in the group, other than Pranav, to open it. And Pranav over here thinking like he's probably the mole.
Yeah, Pranav was very suspicious of that. But anyways, everybody else agrees to open it. So they open it and they see the clue says that there's a drawer on the side of the crate, and that drawer has a crowbar in it, and that's how you open the crate. And they like, damn, the crate, like the clue. Honestly,
need to find the crate.
That clue would have been like fucked up. But the thing is, hindsight 30/30, they didn't like them opening the clue really didn't help because all it told them was that they still need to find something.
Yeah.
And when they eventually found it, it's like y'all could have got that open, like y'all could have figured that out. So they ended up losing half the prize money, but they did go ahead and find the cargo. So they're technically the first team to have find the cargo. They got the crate open, and now they have the cargo. They can bring it back.
And Gregory was the first one to find it, which shocked me because honestly, I thought Gregory might be the bold, but honestly, he probably just a shady little bitch.
he's probably literally just like shady as hell for no reason. So we go back to team up high, and Avery is still struggling, child, to untie the rope. So they go ahead and belay. Kasi up there.
So Kasi went up there and went Kasi down.
And Cassie went the fuck up. And when she got up there, she started untying it. And Will is very impatient. So while he's down there, he's like, what's going on up there? And Cassie's like, damn,
and my thing is, when y'all niggas get up there, y'all so impatient, you don't know what's going on. How about you belay your damn self up there?
Looking like, please wait.
But yeah, Cassie got it up there and got it down in 2.5 seconds. So I immediately would have thought Avery was playing in my motherfucking face. No shade.
Literally. So they get it down, and we see that there's only 10 minutes left for them to get it back. And this is when we realize that other team still hasn't even found their location. So we go to Team DL, and they are now the line, their little map line that shows where they're at is literally closer to the underwater group. They're by the river.
Literally,
they need to be in the middle of the jungle. Ooh,
and they all just following Joy still. You guys forgot this. She's like, we can still do this. Okay.
We can still find it. 10 minutes left, babe. You got to get back.
And it's like, it don't matter no more, babe.
Y'all been gone because y'all been gone for 40 minutes.
Like, even if we find it, okay.
Literally. So we go back to the plane, and we see that Team Underwater made it back first, and then Team High Up made it back second. And Will immediately asked, "Did y'all get all your money?" And Team Underwater was like, "Well, we got half of it." And he kind of made a face, and I saw Casey. Casey was like, "Girl, half is better than none." And it's like, exactly.
At least it's something, especially because DLs came back and had none.
Quite literally.
And I would immediately thought one of them was the Mo. Like, if I was taking the test, I would have just been like, one of them four is the Mo. I don't know if that would have helped me or not, but my question would have revolved one of them four. Because how are you going to come back with nothing?
Like, what happened?
And then there's this weird scene of them asking them, like, did you guys open the bag and see the clue? And they were like, the clue? Mind you, Osei, who's been sitting here trashing Joy the whole time, talking about how the fuck she's probably the mole. He's been holding the bag, didn't think to look at it at all. He's like, we can look at it. Look, that sounds suspicious as hell. Why don't you the rules?
Why wouldn't you be able to look
at it? And then they're like, okay, well, this was interesting from Casey. She was like, well, how about you open the bag and we just see the clue and we just see maybe what it would have been. And then Osei's like, I don't think I should open the bag. It just gave so
like why?
Sketchy.
Like literally why?
I mean, because it's our bag. Like, and it's like,
makes no sense.
To be fair, they never got to the challenge, so they didn't have to open the bag and see the clue.
Yeah.
But it's like you're just making yourself seem such like the mole. Yeah. And it's like I said, I guess it don't matter. But it's just like that was weird. Like,
and somebody, I think it was Casey. She was like, I mean, Alex literally told us we need to use the bag to help us. Like, what were y'all doing? It was like it was just bad.
Following Joy
to nowhere, girl. To oblivion. So Dom has a confessional. He says, I thought Osei would be my boy, but Osei acting weird. So I guess it's gonna have to be 4.
He felt so betrayed. He was so
hurt. Mind you, we haven't seen them talk, but we moved like y'all just started the game. But it's like clearly Dom is searching for a male counterpart, and honestly, that whole concept
he wants a bromance,
and that's
a bro dude,
girl. And so
alphas need their alphas or betas, whatever the fuck.
If you're an alpha, you don't need anybody. But clearly they don't. It doesn't apply. So Dom is like, well, since it can't be Osei, it's gonna be Thor, which is Will. He keep calling this man Thor. I don't know what the copyright on that is, but they keep letting him.
Yeah, they definitely keep saying it. Like, really, Avengers. Like, okay.
He done said Iron Man, Avengers, Thor. Like,
is Marvel getting their check? Okay. Well, Netflix carries a big bag, so.
It does. Pop my shit and click that. Oh my god. Okay, so Dom, after all of this is settled, we're like, okay, they didn't get their shit, whatever. Dom stands up on the on like a rock or something, and he's like, all right, y'all, we have all this camping stuff. Let's make camp, and we'll get it all together. Here go Greg. Yes, Daddy.
And it's like, that's what he had me.
That's what he got me. I said, oh, I know that.
Because that's me. Like, yes, okay. Like,
yes, Daddy. Like
you better take charge. You better protect and serve.
There were like so many like LGBTQ-esque like conversations in this episode. It was literally crazy. Like, because even that comment, and then there was more like literally later at that night when they were finna fall asleep, Dom was like, good night, Will. And Will was like, good night, Dom. And it's like, what are y'all doing? Okay.
I would like to see it. All of it.
I would love to see it. So they make set up camp or whatever, and it's like nighttime.
And this is where and we didn't saw any concern from the contestants where to protect the money should have came in. And I think I know it would have been in my head because it was in my head the whole episode. I was like, protect the money. What do they mean protect the money? Like, what's going to happen to the motherfucking money? So, like, the fact that was in no one's head, they're just gonna put it in the plane, and we all gonna be cool, calm, and collected. Like, nah, I would have been sleeping in the plane or right next to it. I would have felt homeboy come cross there. No,
they should have like had shifts. Like 2 people should have just been up at a time or something.
I thought that's what they were gonna do. I thought it was gonna get very hungry. Guys, gonna stay up for shifts. We're gonna take rotation. Like they did not care. That's why I didn't. Well, I guess they get it back, but who cares?
So they were all in a circle kind of talking about stuff, and this is when we get a Samara diary room. We kind of got a lot of Samara towards the end of the episode, not much in the middle. But at this point, she's like, I'm a clinical psychologist, so all I'm going to do is sit back and observe. Everyone's answers I'm listening to, everything they say I'm listening to. We don't see her talk to the contestants a lot. We see her talk in the diary room a lot, which is very interesting.
Funny one.
So they wake up. Nobody had a good sleep, apparently. And this is when
Dom... on the damn ground.
Sleeping on the ground. This is when Dom goes to check on the cargo, and he sees that one of them is missing.
Wait, pause.
Is
this a real jungle? Like with lions and tigers and bears? Oh, my?
It might be like they might be in a safe section, but it's a real jungle.
But they're in the Australian forest.
They're in the oldest
spiders out there.
They're in the oldest jungle.
The oldest
jungle ever. Allegedly.
So did Netflix come in here and set up a barrier? Like, where is the animals?
I'm assuming so.
Because how safe were they? Like, realistically.
I don't know. I guess they had a camera crew, at least.
Yeah, what the camera crew was going to do? If a whole lion showed up.
Oh, somebody?
The season 1 would have been over, bitch.
No, because that's literally a jungle. You're asking the good questions, Lee.
Because if not, that means, are they moving the wildlife? Which is kind of problematic. If that's what's happening.
I would love to know what the tea is. They have this random plane. Like,
which plane?
Girl.
Yeah.
Call me Whitley. Okay, so Dom grabs the cargo and he sees that one of the cargo is missing, y'all.
I knew it. It's like, that was like
obvious.
Lead up to.
Guard the cargo.
It was in the clue.
Literally. What?
I was gonna say, like, obviously, if you watch the episode, someone took the cargo. We're going to get into who it was. But I guess if they paid attention to that, then he would have got caught. And, like, that would have been interesting.
That would have been really interesting. That's the thing. They're causing, like, messiness here and there if people are really paying attention.
But the girl ain't paying attention. And it's like, I would have been very... Well, I guess
it's their first day. They just started doing this. I think, like, by round 3, people are going to listen very closely to everything that's going on.
Especially with less people, you know?
Yes. Okay. So they find out one of the cargo's gone. The one that's left is the $2,500 one.
So they're broke as hell. They didn't get one $5,000 one. The other $5,000 one is out, and this the half one.
So everybody's like, okay, y'all, let's at least try to find it. So they go. Everyone but Greg,
because Greg knew
looking. And Greg is eating a banana.
It's funny because Greg is the first one to come in with it first with the avocado toast. Okay, y'all, we gotta find it. Like point blank, like we just gotta go and look for it. And then everyone started looking for it. We see him with a banana. He's just like, well, it's like,
and there was a moment.
I'm sold. Gregory, he is hilarious.
There was a moment while he was eating his banana that Osei like walks past him, and Osei was like, "Damn, you really ain't doing nothing." And Greg was like, "I'm eating my banana." And Osei was like, "Okay, man." And it was kind of a little tussle. I was like, "Ooh, interesting." I like the energy of the mole because you don't have to be nice. It's not a vote.
No.
So everyone are like
really interesting.
Getting really snappy. Episode 1, like Will got snappy at Dom early on when he had the map. Osei got snappy with a lot of people already. Like you don't have to be nice to these people. Like at all. Like nothing has to be nice. And I like that.
That's fun. You can see that like a real personality.
Mm-hmm. So they're all looking for the cargo. They literally just can't find it. And this is when we get the planes that are coming to pick them up, or the helicopters that are coming to pick them up.
Yeah.
They come down and they're like, everybody, you need to come. You and your cargo, let's go. So they just take the $2,500, and they don't have no other money right now. So they all are in the planes. And in the planes, they see this big, beautiful house.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, ooh.
Gorgeous, actually.
Is that our house? And that's their house. So they get down and you immediately see the bromance are in the front. So Dom and Will are secretly doing.
That's when he's like, oh, I thought we the Avengers. Like,
and Dom's like, I'm Iron Man and you're Thor. And it's like, okay, cuties.
You can be in my mouth and in my hole. What?
Oh my God! No! So this is when Alex is like, all right, everybody, before y'all, settle in, let's talk. So she puts them all in the living room, everyone's sitting down, and Alex just starts asking them questions, kind of grilling them a bit. She's like, so how'd the mission go, guys? No, it like, girl, weren't you watching the videos? I don't know. So Dom speaks throughout most of this time. He says, well, team up high, we got ours. Team underwater, they got
and then you
half.
lost it.
That's cute. Right. Team underwater, they got half. That's cute. And then Alex was like, well, what happened to team down low? And it's like, Alex.
She's so messy. It gives Jeff in tribal council.
No, literally. And so this is when Joy speaks up, and she's like, honestly, I just feel like it was a lose-lose situation. We couldn't find a thing, and we didn't have the map, and we didn't know what to do. And
because of you, Joe.
Right. It was my loss. Like, she said lose-lose. It was a you lose. So Alex is, and then here go Alex. What happened to the rest of the money? Because you said you guys got it. Where's the money?
I know, and she know everything that's gonna happen.
Literally, and they're like, well, it's gone. Maybe somebody could have took it. It could have been a mold thing. I don't know. And this is when she says, there's footage.
And girl, I was gagged.
Of somebody taking this. And at first I was like, oh, okay, they have footages, but they're not. They're just confirming they saw someone take it, but they're not going to show them. And she's like, no, and I'm going to roll the tape.
And I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, they're going to roll the tape, but we're not going to see anybody. No, we very much saw. And I was like, immediately we saw the video. I was like, that's a man.
It was clearly a man.
And then when I saw the hair peek in to grab the box, I was like, that's Will.
That's clearly Will. And I was like, wait, they're exposing the mole. Like, I was just very, very confused.
And then Farrah explained to me how the mole worked. I'm like, he lied? He don't know what he's talking about. Like,
I'm over here like, oh, maybe he's pretending to be the mole so that they can think that he's the mole and vote him and they'll go home. All this other shit. And girl, meanwhile,
I was so confused.
So we see
whole time it's a twist.
Alex is like, Will, do you want to tell them to twist? And Will is like, yes. So when I was in the plane, I saw a note that said, there's a secret mission, don't tell no one. The mission was, if you can steal one of the cargoes and hide them and they not catch you, then you can double the amount for that cargo. So he could have either sold the 2,500 or the 5,000. He was like, I'm gonna steal the 5,000 so we can double it. So he did, and he was supposed to successfully doing it without them catching him, and they did not catch him. So they gained $10,000 from that one, and then plus the 2,500. So in total, that's $12,500 that they earned from this mission. Thanks to Will, I guess.
Yeah, and Don was relieved because he thought another one of his
buddies
was shady. But I don't think. And see, Joy, she had a confessional, and she was basically like, "This almost confirms to me that he's the mole." And I feel like that was an interesting take because I would still be wary of that myself. Like, you saw the note, you just so happened doubled it.
You just so happened saw the note. You just so happened doubled the.
Like anybody doing any outlier ass shit, you the mole.
Literally. And this is when, around this time, we get some diary rooms. We see that Osei is pretty firm on the fact that he thinks Joy is the mole. And then we see a montage of, like, I want to say 2 or 3 people say they feel like Avery could be the mole. And I thought that was interesting.
Maybe she just gives I can see how she kind of gives that aura, that kind of like that personality type. Like, oh, she can probably be a little shifty, maybe.
Literally.
Or just someone extremely analytical, always thinking. Like, she just gives Mo.
So along with Joy, Samara also has a diary room, and she says, Will is a little shady because yes, you got us double the money, but if you would have got caught, which you easily could have, we would have lost all the money. So it's like, were you doing it and you were hoping you got caught? I don't really know. And it's like, that's interesting. So this is when we get to the elimination section of the episode. They have to take a quiz. It's a 20-question quiz about who you think the mole is. The person with the most wrong answers will be out. And this is when Lee would have lost the game.
Like, already. No, because, like, did you see? So you got some of the questions, right?
I have the questions written down.
So broad. Like, it was like, what is, I don't know. It's 11 people here.
And it really shows because.
Does the mole have hazel eyes? Does anybody have hazel eyes?
And it's good because this really shows how like much you need to know who the mole is. Like it's hard. Like you need to know
Well,
who it
also
is. And you need to be paying
who the people
attention.
are in the cast. Like, have you
Yes, you
even
need to be
talked to
asking
all
them
11 of
questions.
your cast?
Exactly.
That's the gag. No shade. I mean, Will and Dom were kind of in the lower placements of who were saved. Is that because they was all up around each other the whole time and they didn't know
And
nobody
not
else?
talking about nobody else? Literally. So Greg and Avery, they have a quick little conversation, and Greg is like, I feel like this is all about statistics and probability. And Avery was like, it's giving more luck, but we move.
Especially in the earlier rounds. Like,
especially in the earlier rounds. Like, there's really only so much you can
20,
do.
that's 20 questions? That's a lot of questions.
A lot of questions to get wrong, too. Like, imagine somebody just only got one question right. Like, ooh, you're out.
That's very possible.
So they all sit around the table. Pranav says his strategy is to try to just go with the majority. So Pranav essentially is like whoever he feels the majority of the people think is the mole, he's gonna try to use those answers too because he won't go home. If everyone thinks Joy is the mole, I'm gonna just answer my questions as if it's Joy. So they all go in to take the test, and this is when Avery says she feels like the people who've been sabotaging things the most is probably the mole. So I guess that was hinting at Will-ish a little bit. Will says Joy was his first instinct. And Samara says she was suspicious of Will. So here were some of the questions. Is the mole currently married? Babe, what?
I don't know if any of these people married. Like, I feel like that may not be something I'm aware of. Like, you kind of have to have a specific person in mind, I feel.
Exactly. And that's why it's interesting because it's like, especially when you get to the end of the game, you need to know, is the person, like, let's say it's the final three and Osei knows Joy's the mole. He still needs to know, is Joy married? Is Joy the person? Because the next question, did the mole's group make it back to the plane with a case? Osei is going to need to know, okay, did Joy's group make it back to the plane with a case on week 1? If that's the question later on. So it's like, next question. What color shoes is the mole wearing tonight?
Tonight. I have to pay attention tonight. I just walked up in here.
I don't even remember what I'm wearing. Literally. Next question. Is the mole an only child?
Like, you really have to have conversations with these people. I don't even know about some people who I talk to on a regular basis.
Am I an only child? Like, be for real.
Like I said, it's giving mother's maiden name, date of birth, like...
Literally. And I don't know it. I'm so sorry.
Social Security.
So they finish taking the test. They all go sit back down at the table. And this is when Alice is like, so you all have your little cell phone. And you're on the screen. And you're going to be writing on the blank screen. When I call your name, your screen will either light up green or red.
And y'all, I thought this was so camp. I'm sorry. I'm here for it. Like, the girls are getting eliminated by smartphones. Okay, like we live for technology. Like, I'm living for this. Like, this is so cute. But then also, I feel like I don't know the mole like that, y'all. So I feel like I'm able to come at it from like a different perspective. I was like, would it be interesting to see who had the most? Like, if they showed the results of who had the most votes and who they thought was the mole. Like, could that be interesting, or would people just keep voting that person? Like, I wonder, like, if things like that would be like spice up the game.
I think it might be like not so interesting because let's say Joy had the most. Next round, Pranav is going to be like, most people think it's Joy. I'm just going to vote Joy. And other people could also think the same thing. And if everyone's just doing Joy until Joy gets eliminated, it's like, well, that's boring. And then every week they'll get it. So it's kind of like, I think that's the only about it. But I wish we could see it. What if they just show
like, I wish we knew who the mole was at least. Or at least the results.
The results. Like, if we saw who each person chose. We see some, like we see Will pick Joy. We see some, but we don't see a lot. So
my thing is, like, why don't we get to know? Like that, like honestly, like it's crazy because like I explained what the mole was, but I wasn't told that we didn't know. So when it started, I'm like,
I love that we don't know. It's like it's a part of the fun of the show because we also get every week to guess.
And see, I don't like that. I'm someone who I'm impatient as hell. Like I don't watch commercials. I skip through competitions. Like I don't like.
What if they told us? What if they told us Joy was the mole? Now this whole episode's boring because it's like, okay, Will got it clocked. Osei's not going home. Now we know who's not going home. We know
they would just
Will
have
and
to edit
Osei
it
not going
differently.
home.
But I guess, yeah, I guess you're right.
A little bit. They could edit it. But if they edit it
I
differently,
still
they
don't
just
like
be
not
like,
knowing. Shit.
you better guess, girl. Who do you think the mole is? Who would you?
Honestly, at this point, Joy. I don't think I will go in there and do all of my questions on Joy because I just don't think that would be smart unless a lot of other people were doing it, which I do think a few other people were probably doing it. But I mean, Joy just did the most bullshit. Joy or Osei, honestly.
I would be thinking Case. It depends what group I'm in.
Because I would if I was in any of the other groups, I would immediately think it's one of the four. I think Will doing what he's doing would have made me suspicious. And I feel like if I was in a group with Greg, I would just be suspicious of Greg. Because Greg just give me, I don't know. So I would probably have all four of the DLs and maybe Greg and Will in mind. Yeah. So, but I would definitely think it's one of the four, 100%. And then I'm pretty sure I would learn that Joy was the pilot that didn't pilot. And Osei said in front of all of us that he didn't open the bag when that was part of the clue. I just thought all of that shit was real suspicious.
It would definitely be one of the four, Joy or Osei. I agree. So this is when we get the results. She says she's releasing them in a random order. We see that she goes Greg first. Greg is safe. And honestly, at first I was like, random order? Like, are we just going to see the red one pop up in the middle of it? No, girl. She goes through everybody.
All the way to the end. Is it going to be like that every time? Or can it randomly be the third person?
I honestly don't know, can't answer. But I think for suspicious reasons, they're going to try to make it one of the last people.
Yeah.
Honestly. I think everyone else is random. I don't think just because Dom was the last one safe, he's the one with the least amount of answers of them. I think they randomized that part. But we go through everyone, and everyone except Will, Joy, and Osei are safe.
And y'all, I was so scared because I'm like, is Joy going to be out?
You know what? This proves kinda that Joy isn't the mole. Because Will and Osei all episodes said they're gonna do Joy. They're just gonna assume it's Joy. So it's likely not Joy, and Will and Osei are in the bottom two or in the bottom three with Joy because they both voted Joy. So it's probably not Joy. Joy's literally probably not the mole, which is interesting. So Joy, Will, and Osei are the bottom three. And
why is she giving Mole so bad?
She's giving Mole so bad. And that's the thing I was saying in the middle of the episode when she was getting lost. I was like, she could be trying to trick people. She could be on purpose trying to make herself seem more suspicious than she is just so people vote her. Because that is a strategy you can use. Because now that they're voting her, Osei and Will will go home. Yep. One of them could go home.
One of them are going home.
So it's either Joy, Osei, or Will, and we leave on a cliffhanger, and we don't know.
Yeah.
This was a good episode, though.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I had to skip to the next episode. I ain't gonna tell y'all because it's the premiere. But the girls who know, you know. I had to skip because I thought I was in trouble, y'all. But no, this was a great episode. I'm excited to cover the rest of the mole. Like we said, part 2 of this. This is not part 2. Week 1, which will be next couple of months 2 through 5, will be dropping Saturday. And then we're going to do the next bunch either that Sunday or Monday. So tune in. We're doing the mole now. Point blank.
I know that's right. Period. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out our other episodes. We'll be covering the challenge, Survivor, an Amazing Race for this next couple of days.
We got a lot coming, y'all. We're booked.
And we're booked and busy. Watch out. Turn your post notifications on. ASAP. I know that's the fuck right.
Because we're definitely booked and we're definitely busy, babes.
I know that's right. Bye, y'all.